Welcome to Shem Golf Academy lessons. We continue with our home practice series. We've talked about the grip, we've talked about the posture, we've talked about aim and alignment. Today I want us to look at how to build a solid backswing. How you start your backswing is very important. If you get the first 2 feet of your backswing wrong, you have to make a lot of adjustments to hit the ball properly. So, what do we need to look at? What are the components of a good backswing? Okay, again, when we talk about posture, we talked about balance. That's something we want to continue to have within our swing. Most teachers will teach the one-piece takeaway, and that basically means that when you're doing your backswing, your hands, your club, your hands, your shoulders, and your hips are all working as one piece. Okay, I have my alignment stick here that denotes my target line, and I have a second alignment stick here. It's not as important, but to denote my alignment, my feet line. Okay, so once you've gotten your grip right, you've gotten your posture right, you've gotten your aim and alignment right, now we need to start working the club. So a good backswing is wide. Okay, we want to move this club down the target line for the first at least 2 feet, or as long as you can. So we are going back and low. Okay, and our hands are moving, our shoulder is moving, the club is moving, and our hip is moving at the same time. Okay, that's the one-piece takeaway. We also want to keep that club low for as long as we can. Again, that's just to allow us to stay balanced. We want that club to kind of point at the ball throughout, which means when I get hip high, that club now is still pointing down to the ground. It's almost as a closed position. We don't want to get the club open, because when we turn our arms, we are opening the club. That face is now pointing to the sky. So in our backswing, we want to avoid turning our arms. Okay? Even if you're going back, avoid turning. A lot of people make the mistake also of taking the club inside too quickly. Okay? That promotes the hook. You're going too far inside, and when you come back, you'll come back too far inside, and therefore you'll either draw or hook the ball. So let's work on just getting that, the first drill is just getting the first 2 feet right. Okay, get the club back, it's pointing down, it's pointing at the ball, it's still on top of the target line. So I will do that a few times until I am comfortable. And what I want to feel is that my left hand is in control. It's the one that's pushing the club back. Okay? Now, once I'm comfortable with that, I will get to the second stage, and that is waist high. I want to make sure the shaft is parallel to the ground, it's parallel to my feet, and that face is still angled towards the ground, it's not open. Okay, so that's checkpoint number 2. So once I'm comfortable with the first part, I will continue to that point, stop, down, stop, and just get the feeling. We want to create that feeling, want that feeling to become natural. Now, from that point, all we have to do is basically finish the backswing, and that is just lifting our left arm. Okay? So, step one is basically keeping that club low, going straight down the line. Step two, there, making sure the shaft is parallel to the ground and to my feet line, and then finish by lifting the club, which will continue to turn your shoulders a lot more than it will turn your hips. Okay? If we get to that position on the backswing, then it really helps our transition. We are not fighting within the swing. Now, the people who struggle on what to do with their left leg on their backswing. Do we keep it on the ground? Do we lift our heel as we are going back? It depends with your athleticism and your flexibility. If you're young, you're athletic and you're flexible, I encourage you to try to keep that heel down throughout that backswing. Okay? For the older players, it might help to get that heel slightly off the ground. Why? Because you might not be able to turn your hip as much as you need to for your backswing. So the moment you just raise that heel right there a little bit, it allows that hip to finish turning. It allows your hands to finish your backswing and really helps you on your transition. Okay? So the issue, there are great players who played when they lifted both their heels in their swing. Jack Nicklaus is one. So it's not necessarily a no-no. It just depends on your athleticism and your timing. If it helps your timing, by all means, try. I've personally been experimenting with that, and I've found that it really allows me to really lag the club on the backswing. I'm finishing my swing a little more better, and I can now have a powerful downswing. So do not be shy to experiment on what that does to your swing by lifting that heel. So there you have it. Simple tips to help you practice your backswing at home. It's a matter of just having two clubs, one for your foot line, one for your target line, or even using the lines in your tiles at home, and just practice that in slow motion. Okay, don't rush it, especially when you start. Do not rush. Just practice it slowly and see how it feels when you get to the top. Okay, and just do just the backswing. You don't have to do the whole swing. I like breaking the swing into its components. It's easier to hone in and get things right, because if you had other issues on your downswing, they might easily be fixed by just working on your backswing. So don't work on the whole swing at all times, every time. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit the bell button for notifications. Tell a friend about the channel. And please give me a comment below. Let me know if anything on this video helped you, or if you have any questions or any feedback. I'll be happy to interact with you and answer your questions. See you next time.